Well, good evening, everybody. And we had a visitor early on. Task Force is right there at the starting bell. Usually, I guess when she's had a few drinks or whatever, she comes in here about an hour into the show. And she came in here, not sure why she bothers. At 8:59, she said I was late, even though the show doesn't start until 9 o'clock. I think someone needs to check their watch. But other than that, had some interesting things happen during the week, and unfortunately, I had an extremely busy schedule during the week, so I didn't prepare as much as I wanted to. But we're gonna go through things as you know I can on this 8-person stream. Hello, Dwayne. Welcome to the stream. Let me get set up. They made an announcement over on the dark side that I'm on the air, so we'll see how many of them come across the border. Oh, come here, Amber. Come on. Hey there, girl. Come see Daddy. Come see your audience. Okay, we're gonna get started with Amber a little early tonight. Hello, King Kebab, Kingfish Kebab. Now watch what happens when I stop in here. See, she says you either pet me or I'm going to lick you to death. That's what we got going on here. As the presentation showed, Timmy is going after everybody, or at least whoever is operating that channel. Basically, he's after the impersonator task force wants me to investigate 107. Apparently, he has property in New Mexico. I'm not sure what the significance is in having property in New Mexico. I mean, a lot of people have property in New Mexico, but you know, you have uh, I don't know. Strange what these people do. But anyway, as I try to cue things up on the fly here, oh my God, we're getting extraordinary numbers. We're way up to 16. My goodness. We may big 20 people tonight. You never know. And I don't want the studio. Um, okay, let me. Now, uh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, he either did or he didn't. I mean, there's, wishful thinking, I suppose. But I don't know if he's taking a dirt nap or if he's just out taking pictures of yachts again. Um, I don't know. They supposedly already bought one. But uh, as Timmy has said in his uh, blog, he said Timothy Homseth has been busy. And then we go up and we see Secret Service plan to hang Pence, not interviewed by the committee. Well, the committee's not done yet. But David Lester Straight is implicated in attempted murder again by Sir Timmy. Hello, Levi. Welcome. And then let's see what else is going on. Video circulating coup plotters against Trump used 911 whistleblower Phil McConnell in plot. Now, it would appear that the Homeseth crowd is doubling down on Phil McConnell. He has stated in a new video that Paula made that he does not feel that Tim Homeseth is the genuine article. Now, it was an interesting video. It's very long, a lot of Bible verses and stuff, but you get through there. Phil repeats that he feels that Randy tried to steal his property from him in order to make some kind of a pedophile camp. And Phil McConnell also stated repeatedly through the whole video that he and Paula are very good friends. They've known each other since, I believe it was 2007. So that makes Paula probably his closest supporter. And then after the video I just told you about, this thing came up. I can't, right now I can't put it up. And it's RICO against conspirators plotting to overthrow the government. I possess extremely credible evidence of organized plot by a group of conspirators to overthrow the United States government. Evidence shows the conspiracy was and continued to be a plan to engage in criminal acts of domestic terrorism, racketeering for the express purpose of preventing Donald J. Trump from being President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief of the United States military. Jeez. I think someone forgot to send Timmy a memo that this is 2022. Trump was defeated in the latest election. He is not president of the United States, and he's not going to be president in the United States unless he runs in 2000 and the next election, which is I guess 2024, and gets elected again. But right now, he is not the president of the United States. And for those of you who think he is, I think you should go out and get a brain. But anyway, he is. Oh, come on, get over here. He is stating that he is coordinating with high-profile lawyers and U.S. law to prevent the coup. Now, of course, he doesn't name who these lawyers are. You know, he does this all the time. He puts these teasers out there, and then he doesn't say anything. Um, and it's just a whole bunch of nothing. Uh, Now, this week started off rather interesting. There's a woman that uh, accused Timmy of falsely accusing her of being a child trafficker, and she's going to sue him. Now, I haven't heard anything else about this so-called lawsuit. I couldn't find a filing anywhere. Now, presumably this woman lives in Texas, and nothing has come out of Texas about this. And so we're left wondering what this lawsuit's going to be around. And I understand that Kathy and Randy are having a discussion over on, what was it, Levi? Telegram? Yeah, over on Telegram. I haven't heard much about Kathy lately. I was wondering what she's been up to. But at any rate, getting into all this weirdness going on, and uh, Paula did this thing about IBT, or was it Glow? I'm not sure. One of the two of them did a video, and it's kind of interesting how these people kind of just are obsessed with Timmy, and it doesn't. Yeah, and it's Timmy can say or do anything, and he doesn't have to prove anything. He just has to say it, and these people just are lining up like cats eating catnip and waiting for the next bombshell to drop. And it's like he's churning these things out on BitChute like nobody's business. It's, I find it absolutely amazing. Yeah, Joker, I guess you have to have JSOC clearance in order to see this stuff. Apparently, Phil McConnell doesn't have the clearance, and Phil McConnell basically is fed up. And he really slammed Tim Homestead. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to play the video for a couple reasons. First of all, she keeps putting music in her videos, and I can't live stream the content because of this copyrighted material that shows up. Bear with me just a minute here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring. Ow! Whoa. I don't know if that came in or not, but that was loud. I'm going to have to turn this off because I don't want to. I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. But I have not seen this latest video. I've had a busy Saturday, but that is the this is called the Timmy Files Part 2, Randy's Gatekeeping. And she's also promising that there is going to be a Part 3 where she explains Finder cult connections to Fred Master and many more. Who the hell is Fred Master? I'm kind of behind on the thing here. But I'm scrolling through the gatekeeping thing. And we got Field McConnell, January 17th. So this sounds like this is going to be an interesting thing. And I'm also going to we've got, let's see, 3 days ago, we've got Field McConnell, cream of some young guy, 107 Bloody Hill, and so forth. She's got quite a bit of stuff on here. A lot of it with her many talks with Bill McConnell. And they both yeah, fireman, we miss Alex here. I believe she's working at her home now and tied up a lot. I see her occasionally on social media, but she's she's pretty active still. But she probably got tired of the malarkey over here. It's just, some people have a life. But anyway, but I'm just going to bring over, I'll just bring her whole channel over, link in the whole channel, and you guys can post it, go over there at your leisure and look at it. She's the Field McConnell discussions that she did are quite interesting. Now, I know a lot of you guys on here don't like Paula, but she has basically decided, well, okay, now we're having a problem. It's stuck. Okay, let's try this again. I had a glitch. Well, that came through. For some reason, the thing froze up and it got thrown off the air. I don't know what the heck caused that. No, Fireman John, he's not on the internet. What Paula did is she put up on her YouTube channel a series of conversations that she had recorded between her and Field. And there's probably about 5 that I've counted so far. And according to her, these recordings were done before the sentence was handed down by the court that said Field McConnell can't be on the air. Now, there's a few things in these interviews that make me question that claim, because she's put things in there that happened quite recently in regards to Randy Erickson. So that, but what's important is the fact that Phil McConnell has basically thrown Timothy Holmseth out like yesterday's garbage. And he doesn't like uh, Randy Erickson either, and he apparently doesn't have much to say about uh, Kirk Pendergrass. But one thing that did come up in the conversation is that Mr. Elliott, who is now taking the proverbial dirt nap, uh, apparently warned Field McConnell about Randy Erickson and Timothy Holmseth. He doesn't uh, think very much of him. Sarah, I don't know where he is. Last time I knew, he was over on Facebook doing his law thing, or whatever he wants to call it, and I haven't heard from him or anything about him since. Now, he has got himself in a little bit of difficulty with the courts out there, so that may be part of the answer. I don't know. But he's basically part of the blast from the past, so to speak. And that's about all I know about that one so far. Now, the news about the Blanchard case. Now, I'm going to bring it up again, but I checked earlier today on that case, and everything is on schedule. Now, I am going to be covering that trial live in Marion County. I'm going to check real quick, but uh, the trial, I believe, is going to start on the 22nd. And what I have to check is see if that's jury selection or if it's the actual trial. Because I can't do much with a jury trial because of confidentiality and all that with jurors. But I am going to go up there on that first day to discuss things with the court. And now, as far as the Cynthia Absug case, I do not think I'm going to be going to Colorado. Number one, my schedule won't permit it so far, and it's also a financial drain to go up there. Okay, we're supposed to have, like I reported earlier, on the 8th of August, there's going to be a Pro C PTC meeting. It was supposed to be held on the 1st, and they rescheduled it. And jury selection is on August 22nd at 8:30 a.m. And I would suspect that from then on, we are going to be getting into the trial itself, which is supposed to last about a week. And I am going to be checking with the court quite often from here on out to see what is going to happen there. If there's going to be any commercial media covering the streaming portion of the trial or not. I don't know how much of an interest that this particular trial is going to have in Marion County and with the media here in Central Florida, but we'll see. Because if it is broadcast outside the court, I'll be able to patch into that. So we'll see how that goes. So I will be checking to see if there's any updates in the Cynthia Absug case, and I will post accordingly once I'm able to do that. So but what I'm going to try and do. Okay. Now, Tim Helmseth posted on um, the 22nd evidence coup plotters plan to air video of 911 whistleblower Phil W. McConnell testifying in front of a fake military trial. And he also says, so, David Lester Straight, who told me he has U.S. Secret Service clearance and Pentagon security clearance, told everybody that he rode along with JFK Jr. on Donald Trump Jr.'s helicopter in 2020 to land atop Mount Rushmore, where Gene Ho took a photograph of JFK Jr. standing on George Washington's head. And then we jump down. Okay, if that's true, why did Straight and his fake wife Bonnie flee to Keene, Texas after J6, where they set up the Republic of Texas? Blah, blah, blah. So he is intensifying his attack against David Straight. And let's see, do you think maybe David Straight is conspiring with General Michael Flynn, Attorney Wood, Dumbass, Juan O'Sullivan, Patrick Byrne, Alex Jones, Roger Stone, and some Navy SEALs to overthrow the U.S. government? Hello, McFly. They want Flynn and or Ron DeSantis as president. Now, none of that makes any sense if you knew the current situation, but why? To avoid prosecution for crimes against humanity, torture, cannibalism. So is Tim Helmseth now accusing David Straight and Juan O'Sullivan of cannibalism and torture and so forth? Crimes against children. So we have someone else under fire. Now, he's been going after Madison Marquette. This is the person I mentioned earlier that is threatening to sue him. Her news reporting that some ex-porn actress testified at a military tribunal over 100 times. It's funny how this stuff never comes out. However, she openly states that Joe Biden they trotted as a defendant was not really him. She actually said, though they might be making a video to convince the public that Biden was arrested, she babbles on about all kinds of crap, but then says she's under a gag order on the relevant stuff. Now, that's an interesting sentence when it comes to gag orders, because Tim Helmseth says he has all this great stuff out there, evidence and all this of all kinds of things, yet he has to keep this stuff secret for whatever reason or another. So he's basically doing the same damn thing. Some mental midgets recently drove to the home of Field McConnell in a bus called the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo and filmed McConnell promoting dumbass Juan O'Sullivan and his stupid propaganda book. O'Sullivan's voice is part of the JFK Jr. PSYOP. I know because I was on McConnell's program and played along with the JFK Jr. mask while O'Sullivan talked. Uh, so Tim Holmseth is admitting right there that he really wasn't a believer of Phil McConnell back then. He was play acting, mainly because of who. Uh, well, I agree with you, Levi. Uh, but here we go. Folks, I risk my life to infiltrate their plan. Huh? They are literally pretending to have their own government, their own military, their own courts, their own everything. Navy SEAL David Hancock said Lin Wood believed he was going to be the future Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Do you see it yet? The plan is to broadcast these videos of people testifying, e.g., Field McConnell, at the critical moment when they try to execute a military coup. They are going to tell you they arrested Biden. They will eventually try to convince you that Trump was assassinated. Don't fall for their stupid shit. Believe me, I am with the high command. Now, I have to keep from laughing reading this crap. This guy has elevated himself to such a level that he's probably the most important person in the world, according to him. And I'm now I have heard discussions of individuals that are beginning to believe that Tim Holmseth may be schizophrenic. And the most common definition is schizophrenia is a serious mental illness that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. People with schizophrenia may seem like they have lost touch with reality, which can be distressing for them and for their family and friends. The symptoms of schizophrenia can make it difficult to participate in usual everyday activities, but effective treatments are available. People who receive treatment can engage in school or work, active independence, and overly enjoy personal relationship. Now, let us go down to the symptoms of schizophrenia. Hallucination. When a person sees, hears, smells, tastes, or feels things that are not actually there. Hearing voices is common for people with schizophrenia. People who hear voices may hear them for a long time before family and friends notice a problem. Delusions. When a person has strong beliefs that are not true and may seem irrational to others. For example, individuals experience delusions may believe that people on the radio and television are sending special messages that require a certain response, or they may believe that they are in danger or that others are trying to hurt them. Now, didn't we just see where Tim Holmseth said that he risked his life to come up with this information about this attempt to assassinate President Trump. So there's that. Thought disorder. When a person has ways of thinking that are unusual or illogical, people with thought disorder may have trouble organizing their thoughts and speech. Sometimes a person will stop talking in the middle of a thought, jump from topic to topic, or make up words that have no meaning. Now, Tim Holmseth always did stuff like this in his videos, both in his car and on Facebook. Okay, this is an interesting. When a person exhibits abnormal body movements, people with movement disorder can repeat certain motions over and over. Alright, what do we got here? Okay. Okay, and then we have other things that kind of make you wonder if he has schizophrenia. Negative symptoms include a loss of motivation, loss of interest or enjoyment in daily activities, withdrawal from social life, difficulty showing emotions, and difficulty functioning normally. Negative symptoms include having trouble planning and sticking with activities such as grocery shopping, having trouble anticipating and feeling pressure in everyday life, talking in a dull voice and showing limited facial expression, avoiding social interaction or interacting in a socially awkward way. Now, that last one, Tim Holmseth does not talk live. Tim Holmseth does not show himself on the air, does not show himself currently, except where you see him standing in front of a boat or a building and holding that idiotic book of his. These symptoms are some mistaken symptoms of depression or mental illnesses. Well, schizophrenia is that, but okay. Cognitive symptoms include problems in attention, concentration, and memory. These symptoms can make it hard to follow a conversation, learn new things, or remember appointments. A person's level of cognitive functioning is one of the best predictors of their day-to-day functioning. Cognitive functioning is elevated using specific tests include having trouble processing information or okay, I got knocked off my software crash again. This is doing the same thing that OBS did when I was using that. But it goes on and on and on and on. And, if you read about schizophrenia and then compare it to Tim, you have to kind of wonder, is he schizophrenic as well as manic depressive and a couple of other things? Because whatever he is way out of touch with reality. This guy is so far out in the twilight zone. I doubt that Rod Serling would be able to find him. It's just unreal the decline that has occurred with him. But eh, the cat is creating problems in the background. Daniel John Lee. Well, you know, uh, I think Timmy out crazied those two a long time ago. I mean, they're average crazy. Timmy is way out there beyond the realm, and this latest nonsense he's come up with is like holy mackerel. I mean, where is this stuff going? And some of the comments on this latest one, we got one guy that put up about 2 minutes ago, waiting till Timothy, the attention seeker, tells us that Hillary is on our side. LOL. He posts everything he thinks is important. Get a life, Timothy. Yeah, so there's an increasing number of people that are beginning to question his validity. And yeah, it gets pretty intense. But there's an increasing number of people that are beginning to discount his content, and he just keeps slogging along, putting this stuff up there, despite the criticism. Another one. You are eating up the BS like a true sheepy, and so on and so forth. Well, Danny has always been anti-Trump. So, he's over, and LCD says, they thought that I was done talking about Timmy, but I guess people don't listen to the program. And when I say that if something significant develops that has to do with Homestead that is newsworthy, I am going to discuss him. And the fact that he is turned against Phil McConnell, who he stuck, who he thought was his only loyal follower. Uh, this is significant. Timmy has turned against Phil McConnell. Phil McConnell is probably one of the more popular individuals on that side of the political spectrum, regardless of what you think about Phil McConnell. And Timmy was dependent on Phil McConnell's support in order to get elevated to where he is now, or where he was, because he's slowly declining, because now supporters of Phil McConnell are getting angry with Timmy because he has basically thrown Phil McConnell off his good hero list, or whatever list he's got over there, and is now getting involved in the crazy. And also, another reason we're discussing Mr. Holmseth is because his declaration that he is working with high profile lawyers and such. And what the heck did I do? Oh, I know. Uh, you assume correctly, Joker. Oh, now, the latest finder is Will Sommer. Of course, William Sommer of the Daily Beast is criticizing Tim, so naturally they're going to accuse him of stuff. Um, and they want me, for whatever reason, to dig into 107. And what is there to tell? I mean, he is who he is, and um, I don't support him, but the yeah, Will is, but he criticizes Tim. So naturally, when you criticize Tim Homestead, you get compartmentalized into this finders and child trafficking and all this other BS. You know, these people do not have a clue as to what the finders was. It no longer exists, by the way. You know, they've turned the finders into this wacky conspiracy theories without doing any kind of research to see exactly what the finders was. Hmm. No, I'm not addicted. You know, for a person that operates a business, this woman has no comprehension of things at all. It's funny. And they pay attention to this. You know, the amazing thing about these people is they pay so much attention to this channel. And, you know, why? You know, I have no influence. I've got 21 people on here right now, and that's it. But what can I say? You know, this Mr. Holmseth is presenting himself as an agent of the United States government. He just did it again. When you go out there and say you are working with uh, when you are saying that Timothy Homseth is coordinating with high-profile lawyers in U.S. law to prevent a coup, that is a matter of the public interest. If he is declaring that he is that important, then it's not addiction, it's reporting a claim that is being made by an individual that he is, in fact, an agent of the United States government. He's a federal agent because he's working with these high profile lawyers and with law enforcement to prevent a coup. That's a sign that you're making yourself out to be very important, and that's a sign that you are worthy of attention as to figure out where the facts are and where the truth is. Now, when Timmy decided he wanted to be third in line to the former president of the United States, he made himself out to be a prominent individual. A prominent individual subject to public scrutiny. He is a matter of public interest. People need to know where this guy's head's at and what he's talking about, because now he's claiming that he is preventing a coup and preventing the assassination of a former president. That is very significant. Somebody's asking me a question. Have I researched who the lawyers are? No, because who are the lawyers? He has disowned Lin Wood. Uh, and so I don't know who the lawyers would be. You know, he's deliberately vague about what he's doing. All he says is he is working with high profile lawyers in U.S. law to prevent a coup. Who are the high profile lawyers and who is U.S. law? Yeah, it's extremely vague as to who, what, when, and where. You know, now Tim Holseth is supposed to be this investigative reporter. He's been churning this malarkey for years, and yet nothing. Rumor, innuendo, claims of secret files, and utter nonsense. Ask Holmseth about the GULEN schools. Gulen schools. Yeah, I'd like to know about that one. I have no idea. Hmm, weird. But the thing that is interesting about the cult over there and the brainwashed people that follow Mr. Holmseth is the low bar they put on evidence. All he has to do is say something, anything, and they believe him. They do not question him at all. Not a zero. He can say anything and everything, and people just suck it up. He's gone on about fish people, lizard people, reptilian people, all kinds of people, and these people just, oh yeah, it's true, man. We got UFOs in our backyard and all this stuff. And things that are absolutely positively impossible, they accept as facts because it comes from Timmy. And he doesn't have to do anything. He just writes this stuff on his blog and on his various social media channels, and people lap it up. Don't bother to check on things, cross check on things, use multiple sources to verify things. They don't do any of that. They just believe it outright. And, these people are seriously brainwashed. Now, I don't know, if these people think I'm trying to convince them to change, no, I'm not, because I know they're not going to change. People cannot stand the truth when they have that kind of an attitude. They're going to believe what they're going to believe, and no matter how much you pound it in their heads, they're not going to change. So there's no point in trying to convince them of anything. What I do is I address the people out there that have common sense and realize how full of crap people like Tim Holmseth are. And it's the whole bunch of them. I mean, there's a pile of people over on that side. I don't know why that's doing that. That just attract each other like little magnets and return this stuff over and over again. There's dozens of them. And so it's a game of whack-a-mole. You whack one down and another one pops up. So it's a never-ending situation. But all I do is I sit there and discuss this nonsense because why not? And another thing, they sit there and they come to me and say, "Why don't you investigate Juan O'Sullivan?" And I say, "Why?" Because he's just as crazy as the rest of them. Everybody knows it. Hmm. That's just interesting. But yeah, I don't know what that side expects from this channel. To be honest with you, they're not going to believe anything I say anyway. But they, whatever reason, they pay attention to this show. Um, Captain Kangaroo. I used to never understood that show. Captain Kangaroo is a guy that was captain of nothing. He wasn't captain. He didn't have a boat. Talked to a cow. It's a goofy show, but that's the kind of things we had in those days. Guy was successful though. Kind of reminds me of Phil McConnell. Phil McConnell would be a modern day version of Captain Kangaroo. So anyway, uh, not much going on. You know, it's the usual crap. Uh, John McGreevy, he lost big. So I guess we won't hear from him anymore. Yeah, they're even attacking John Walsh, who I think that's weird for whatever reason. They attack the people that are actually trying to save children. This is what's interesting about all this. There are people out there that are working hard to end child trafficking, child abuse, pedophilia, you name it, and people like this attack them. And that's all they know how to do is attack these people. They are doing absolutely nothing except coming up with all these dumb conspiracy theories. Tammy Charles Holmseth has not saved one child. Never, ever in all his life has he saved a child. So, but uh, I don't know. It's funny, you know. I start to turn away from Timmy and to go on to other things, and some goofy thing comes along that just begs to report it on. And this latest nonsense with him over on BitChute saying that he is working to prevent a coup is clear and absolute nonsense. Hmm. And so we have this it's kind of like watching a soap opera. I mean, there's a soap opera that's been on for 51 years, and there's always something the next day that kind of draws you into it a little bit. You know, it's fiction, but it's there. Yeah, and Timmy's the same way. Timmy's like watching a little soap opera about these little characters going around doing their little thing, and I don't know. But, but 22 more days, well, actually a little bit longer than that, but we're going to have uh, a murder case to talk about. And how Timmy made this is, thinking of that, it's something that Field McConnell said in talking to Paula. He said that Chris Hallett had warned Field about Tim Holmseth and Randy Erickson. And not long after that, Bill McConnell winds up dead. Now, yes, it's clear that Neely Petrie Blanchard murdered him. The evidence is overwhelming. But what motivated her? What motivated her was that she was told that Chris Hallett was not a genuine article. That Chris Hallett actually was working against her getting custody of her children. He declared that she was an unfit mother. Now, the thing about that is that none of this was in the public. I dug and dug and dug and dug, and I have never found anything where it was reported on social media that Chris Hallett has saying this thing. So how did she come up with this idea that Chris Hallett was working against her? Well, maybe somebody put a bug in her ear. Maybe Timmy, maybe Randy. Somebody said, hey, Chris Hallett is working against you. And so, okay, if that's the case, I'm going to do something about it. And she went and dusted him off. You know, um, yeah, I'm saying I'm reading something. They're saying I love how Mert is advertising for TCH.com. Well, if you want to see what kind of an idiot Tim Holmseth is, you go over to TimothyCharlesHolmseth.com, and you'll see how insane this guy is. It's been up the whole time. Way to go, Mert. You rock. You know, I know. People want to see the source of the bullshit. They can go to the website that's on the right of this slide that I've got up on here and read for yourself. You know, I don't tell anybody not to read his bullshit because it's a study in bullshit. It's a study in a schizophrenic that goes out and starts a blog and starts these idiotic, dumb conspiracy theories. And the thing that is interesting about this is that they whine and cry about me talking about Tim when Tim is declaring that he is trying to prevent the overthrow of the United States government. I mean, that's a hell of a declaration for someone to make. It's another thing to prove it, of course. I mean, where's the proof that he's doing any of this stuff? It's not there because it's got to be kept secret. He's risking his life. He can't have this stuff going out. He cannot get on the air and talk about this stuff because Mike Pence might kill him. You know, he actually came out at one time and said the vice president of the United States thought that this guy, who at the time was making a living delivering pizza in some cow town out in northwest Minnesota, you know, this guy was super important. And the only reason that Mike Pence, the vice president of the United States, didn't off this guy is because this guy somehow managed to find 6 Navy SEALs to protect him. And he declared that somebody, let's see, it was a UPS driver driving a FedEx truck delivering a U.S. mail parcel or some variation of all that. That I don't know if it had a biological weapon or what, but they tried to deliver this to Holmseth, presumably at Randy's house, and the guards stopped it. You know, this is also valuable, most important man in the world was saved because somebody saw this weird combination. And the funny thing is, this coincidentally happened within days of an incident where a guy dressed up as a UPS driver delivered a package to his ex-wife, and the minute she opened the door, he killed her. Kind of convenient how he comes up with this stuff, but that's his pattern. And you know, he's made all kinds of declarations. I mean, if he was that heavily connected with the former president and his wife, like he has declared, then there would be no reason for him to be in hiding because he would have very, very powerful protection. But of course, he's not anywhere close to being connected to the former president of the United States or his wife. And so that is not happening. And so his handler is keeping him hidden just to add to the drama. This is all a act. It's a sideshow. it's the most elaborate let's pretend that anyone has ever seen on the internet. And it's even Phil McConnell says it. You know, the I recommend you watch that video, uh, the latest one about the interview with Phil McConnell, because a lot of stuff comes out, and it's not looking good for either one of them. Phil McConnell does not support Tim Homseth. He has not supported Tim Homseth in a very long time. He's even called out the book. He says the book doesn't make any sense. And he agrees with everything Paula says about Tim and Randy. And this is Phil McConnell we're talking about. This is not me. This is not some other person. This is the high and mighty, all important Phil McConnell that has basically called Tim Homseth a fraud. And who, incidentally, still supports Juan O'Sabin. Now, this is probably why we're seeing this stuff about Phil McConnell showing up on BitChute. So, I would wonder over there how many people support Phil McConnell. Now, Phil McConnell was around long before Tim Homseth was even heard of. And Phil McConnell is supported still by a lot of people on BitChute, Telegram, Gab, Rumble, and elsewhere. It's Phil McConnell's voice. It's Phil McConnell showing up on video. So, don't believe me if you want, but go over and watch Phil McConnell talk about Tim and Randy and Kirk Pendergrass and Chris Hallett. But they don't talk about Phil McConnell over there at all, which is interesting. They talk about me, but they don't talk about Phil McConnell. The source of my information is Phil McConnell. It's been Phil McConnell. Murr, were you warned not to talk about me or what? Uh-oh, I'm being threatened. See, the number one propagandist for Tim Homseth doesn't like me talking about her. Yet she is over there on her Telegram talking about me. Now figure that one out. She is supposed to be supporting someone who declares himself an agent for the federal government and declaring that he is going to stop an assassination, yet she doesn't want to be talked about. And you may want to take this up with Paula Blades. She's the one that made the video. She's the one that's talking about you. I'm just reporting on what was on there. I can't, I thought you people ran over to Telegram because you didn't like censorship. And yet there you are trying to censor my free speech. And you're not even part of this country. You're foreign. Oh, now I'm being called trailer trash. I thought this task force was an impersonator. I guess you changed your mind about that in a hurry. He's on cat food. Walmart won't hire. Well, there you go. IBT doesn't want me to talk about her, yet she sits there and gaslights me on her propaganda channel. Funny. Well, but your beloved, see, this is the thing. She doesn't watch Paula's channel. But it's Field McConnell we're talking about, folks. This is not me or anybody else. This is Field McConnell in his own words. And these people are scared of it. They don't want people going over to Paula's channel because it's Field McConnell that is calling Tim out, is calling Randy out. So it's fun. Yeah, I find this funny. I find it amazing that this individual is so concerned about what I say about her on this 21 viewer channel, of which she is one of them. You know, she's over here watching me ramble on and then yammering live over on their channel. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, they have elevated this channel to such a high importance because I happen to mention someone talking about her, who is a representative in some. I would interview Field live, Danube, if he was willing to do so. But the only problem is he cannot be on the internet. And so if I were to interview Field McConnell live, I would violate his terms of court, and he'd wind up going to jail. So I can't. Let's see what we have here. Mert is so lost. He is losing viewer. Glow doesn't even show up anymore. Why are you so concerned about this channel, Punisher? I don't get it. I mean, you've got a whole big 458 members. 27 are currently online. And yet, you are so concerned about my tiny, tiny little channel with its 20 people on here. I just don't get it. You know, why be concerned? I mean, you by putting me over on Telegram, you have actually made me more important because you're advertising my channel. People come over here to see what I'm talking about. This adds to my count. An enemy of Holmseth is a friend of mine, Mert, and this isn't my chat. What? Well, I don't care whose chat it is. Yeah, now this is not making any sense. Damn you. I cannot interview Field McConnell because Field McConnell is on restriction by the court. He is not allowed to talk to anyone until the restrictions are lifted. Now, if Field McConnell want to risk being violated, I'm more than willing to interview him. I have no problem with Field McConnell. You know, if Field McConnell wants to talk to me either in private or in public, he's more than welcome to do so. And Paula's videos are not fake. Don't put words in my mouth, Task Force. They're genuine. I don't know where you got the idea that I said her videos were fake. You're the one that says they're fake. According to what I've been able to find out, see, the problem with Task Force is she's squirming because it's Field McConnell saying these things. Now, Paula is not a world famous computer technician. She doesn't know how to alter content like the PPF does. Uh, so there's no way in hell that that video or those videos are fake. These videos occurred while Phil McConnell's wife was still alive, and so forth. You know, if you go through and study everything that was said, especially in this latest one, you will see that everything coincides with the current events. Now, if they want to come up with the excuse that the videos are fake, then that's what they're going to do, because they cannot stand the fact that Phil McConnell has declared that they're fakes. Now, this business about the daycare, number one, I wasn't really interested in that. But the explanation that was given about the daycare situation was that she didn't believe in forced vaccination. Which is funny because Tim Holmseth and Randy Erickson are against the vaccinations. They refuse to take the vaccinations. But when Paula refused to take the vaccinations because she didn't believe to be forced into it, she quit. Q-U-I-T. She was not fired. She quit. She left on her own accord. She still holds a license in the province where she lives in her field. That's easily checked. Mert, you don't get waked out for that shit. What in the hell are you talking about? Yeah, some of the things these people say don't make any sense. Told you a bomb was coming. Oh, you're sending me a bomb? Yeah, it's funny though, you know, all this stuff. No bomb is coming. It's just more crap from your imagination. Once again, IBT, I listened to every video that was made, and it's on there. Field McConnell, Timmy's former hero, declared Timmy a fraud, accused Randy Erickson of trying to steal his house for 5 judges to use as a pedophile camp. Excuse me. But, you know, the thing I find is these people are hinging on it being me believing or not believing in this stuff as being important. Why is it so important what I believe and not believe? Yeah, this is the part that has to make you wonder. I mean, there's channels out there fighting with Holmseth that have thousands of people on it that question every move he makes, and yet this teeny tiny little YouTube channel is the center of their attention. They can't get away from it. Why? What is there about this channel? This single little unimportant Mert break freaking news. And what have they got? They say Haley is alive. David Lester Straight Secret Service. And let's see. How in the hell did he put this crap up? I missed this one. Oop, come back here. Oh, another one. Boy, he's churning these things out. For some reason, this didn't show up. No, I don't know where he put this. It's not on BitChute. David Lester Straight has stated the missing child, Haley Cummings, is alive. Straight has admitted his involvement with the U.S. military transferring over 2,000 children who were held in cages in California. All right, where's the proof? This is the thing. He can put this crap up here, but he doesn't provide any proof. And it's rather convenient that 5 minutes ago this story hit the internet while I'm on the air. But you know, more bullshit for the peons over on Gab and on Telegram. I mean, yeah, he could put the stuff up, but it doesn't make it true. Well, go ahead. You know what Rush Limbaugh used to say. There's no such thing as bad publicity. 70 to 80% of Rush Limbaugh's audience hated him, and it made him a millionaire. I am willing to interview David Lester Straight. I don't know what I do have a few questions for him. So if anybody has contact with David Lester Straight, tell him I would like very much to talk to him, and I would like to put him on the air. So anybody that knows David Lester Straight, I'm on the air. Of course I'm not Rush Limbaugh, you nitwit. You missed the whole. This idiot over on Telegram is saying I am not Rush Limbaugh. Of course I'm not Rush Limbaugh. I'm making a point, and it has to do with Timothy Charles Holmseth. I am allegedly giving Timothy Charles Holmseth negative publicity, advertising his show. So everybody is going to go over there and see what this is all about on Timmy's show. This is how Rush Limbaugh used to work. People talked about Rush Limbaugh, and said how he's such an asshole and everything, so they went over there and they watched him. That's what made Rush Limbaugh what he was. And so this is what Tim Holmseth is missing out on. And, another thing that Tim Holmseth missed out on, this is a golden opportunity. I don't know how many people have been following the Steve Bannon story. Steve Bannon is probably the most loyal person that Donald Trump has. And he refused to testify in front of the committee. And so the committee hit him with a charge. And he went to trial and was found guilty. And Steve Bannon is using it to his advantage. Now, Steve Bannon did not run away. When they said, you're going to court and you're going to have to fight these charges, he said, okay. He used the courts as a forum to get his message out. And he's got huge following. What did Timmy do? He ran away. He's on the run. Can't go into the state of Minnesota. Biggest opportunity Tim had to get his message out, and he blew it. He ran away. And so now he's over on some obscure social media site where only the like-minded see him. The general public's not getting any of this information at all, except for me. And so he blew it. He absolutely, positively blew it. I'm not going to call Dave live now. I'll prearrange it. Jeez. Yeah, now they're giving me orders. Yeah, you never know, Jolly. Could be. In the wild and wacky world of conspiracy theory internet, anything is possible. Oh, these people over there want me to call David Lester Straight live on the air. Let's see, what is it, 5 o'clock in the afternoon out there? 6? I don't know. But yeah, if anybody's a chicken, it's old Timothy. I mean, a freaking misdemeanor. Minor charge. and he ran away from it. Phil McConnell fought. He didn't run away. Phil McConnell did not run. He fought hard, and he came out all right. Yeah, he was in jail for 6 months, but it did him a lot of good in the end. Phil McConnell has a lot of supporters out there, loyal supporters. Paul is one of them. Few others out there, and this is what gets Tim Homeseth all upset is all the support that Phil McConnell has, and he can't get any part of that. And they're over here. They want me to call either David Lester straight or Bonnie straight. I mean, jeez. Yeah, I have said, anybody that has David Lester Straight's telephone number, call David Lester Straight and ask him if he's willing to talk to me live on the air. We'll arrange it. And I'll put him on the air next week. It's up to David Lester Straight. I'm not scared of David Lester Straight. I have nothing. I'm neutral when it comes to straight. Phil McConnell thinks he's the greatest thing since spilt milk. But I'm always willing to, I'll interview Lynn Wood if he wants to come on the show, or Flynn, or anybody else. It kind of reminds me. This is a Monograph thing, where Monograph just out of the blue will call people. Maybe Monograph will interview David Straight. That would be a trip. Oh, call him now. I guess now I'm going to get trolled to call David Straight. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tina, as I had said before, Phil McConnell on that recording stated unequivocally more than once that he felt that Randy and Tim were having an affair, and he is the one that coined the prognosis of separation anxiety. And they have not commented on that. Now they put up Levi Page's show for some. Let's see, Crime and Scandal. This is Levi's old. I don't know what. Again, they're concerned about other channels instead of their own. That is putting up a lot of weird stuff. Well, they're picking on Kim Picasio again. See, I don't know how any of this is saving children. Really, I don't understand it. Yeah, I know people that know David Straight, and I'm going to talk to them and see if we can't arrange an interview. I have no idea. Well, alright. Let me. Alright, that's the link. So, for whatever good that'll do, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the troll. Every time I put that link up, I get trolled. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What did I miss out on here? Okay. Oh, why won't Timmy come on for an interview? Ooh, that would be a trip if he did. I'd have a blast on him. And the battery's going dead on the other phone. Let me see if I can. Do, 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 do. My second cell phone is dying. Lasted quite a long time. I started this broadcast with 19%. Well, for some reason they're, you know, demonstrate. Yeah, they are demonstrating over on Telegram that they absolutely positively are not advocates for missing and exploited children. They are not at all. They are, their sole mission is to gaslight any website that disagrees with them. So this, oh, well, I don't care if he does or not. He's too much of a coward anyway. Yeah, he only interviews on shows where people agree with him. Where Mert's got nothing to talk about. Well, you're paying attention to my show, so what can I say? I actually stayed on the air longer than I expected. Yeah, this is a very informal show. Apparently, you don't get that, and for a show that's unimportant and boring and everything, you guys are just going all out over there on Telegram. No, because she's not alive. Yeah, I'd like to talk to David Straight about that one, but I didn't go looking for it. So you're telling me you think that Leanne Kruger is alive? Well, you believe JFK Jr. is alive, so what am I? You people are crazy. I mean, Timothy Holmseth is supposed to be this investigative reporting. Have him call out to California and get her death certificate. And while you're at it, why did you redact information on that receipt that would make it possible to track it? When I presented the photograph of that receipt to the county clerk, they told me that information that would have made it easy for them to trace that receipt was redacted from there. Prove it. Prove that he did the research. It's easy for them to say, "Oh yeah, there's no death certificate." Nah, they won't leave her alone, Lori. She's part of the. They have no respect for the dead. I mean, they've got some dead guy in St. Augustine as uh, a spy or some damn thing helping Craig Sawyer out. Bunch of Looney Tunes over there. She died of stage 4 cancer, you immoral twit. Really, it's sad, really. These people, they're so warped that they victimize a woman after her death. Just that's a sign they absolutely have nothing. It's funny. IBT doesn't want to be talked about, and yet she's talking about Levi Page and all these other people. Sad. Well, I happen to agree with Levi on that one because Jacksonville News. Really? Never said don't talk about me. Yes, you did. You said don't talk about my business. Don't talk about me. You're mad about this thing being up here on my screen. Well, Sarah, Timothy Holmseth is not a federal witness and he is not in witness protection. Well, don't worry, I will, Task Force. I'll call the editor of the desk over there, the news director up there Monday, because he's not on over the weekend. Yeah, hell, these people don't know how witness protection even works. Because if he's under witness protection, he's violating every rule that you agreed to when you go into witness protection. Well, Levi, they don't like you on Telegram. They think you're disgusting. They don't know you, never met you, yet they just judge you from afar. But, I don't know, it's a funny thing about these pictures. Who's putting these up? Oh, Danube's doing it again. I thought you weren't going to do this anymore. So, broke your word on that. Yeah, you all know what you need to know, which is absolutely nothing. You believe in fairy tales. And it's funny, you sit there and you believe David Straight, yet you're saying that David Straight's a fraud. Which is it? Weird. Infiltrated by Truth, I believe. And she's got Publisher for Punisher for Truth. These people have so many names you can't keep them straight. I don't know. Somebody said they were trying to contact him. I don't know what happened to that. Task Force, when you gonna show us your living room? You wanted to see my living room. What about your living room? She might be part of the coup. Task Force is over on Telegram, GS. I've got Telegram up on my phone, and they are obsessed with this channel. And they're declaring that Kaylee Anthony is alive with absolutely no proof. They want me to call David Lester Street. I don't know how to contact David Lester Street. But I am in contact with people who know David Lester Street personally to ask him if he would be interested in talking to me. So we'll see what happens. You know, this is interesting that you people are interested in David Street and yet you discount him. You know, you don't believe David Lester Street, and then you say David Lester Street says Haley's alive. Alright, let's see what this is. Whoops, it came and went. Maybe somebody. The thing, I don't know who it popped in and left, but who, is that real or not? We had this fake Wano Sabin that called into my show a while back. A lot of things are Republic of Texas gone. This stuff comes up and goes away in a second. I mean, let's not have any face. I mean, this. Huh, interesting. David still knows the truth about Haley. Oh, now I'm getting gaslit, guys. They're using my link to gaslight me. Yeah, homophobes posting on my telephone connection. Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to be about. How is this combating the plight of missing and exploited children that are used for evil purposes? I don't understand this. Maybe people over in Telegram can explain this to me. This is way more fun than watching Mert's fake show. Well, you like to talk about it. Tim and Randy. That's a strange way to post messages on here. They're using my link to the call-ins to post weird messages. Maybe you can explain why you dipped early last week. It's because I felt like signing off. Last Saturday was busy. I was watching the January 6 hearings, and I was also catching up on my streams that I watch. I do have a life off of YouTube. Mert, do you support? Well, whoever is posting these things on the link, you got to understand, it doesn't show the whole. Well, good evening, Kim. Welcome. It's an honor to have you in here. It's quite a surprise. So, just the usual stuff. The task force PPTF is declaring that David Straight is saying that Haley Cummings is alive. So that's breaking news for tonight. You know, one of these weird things. And everybody's trying to get me to call David Lester Straight or to have David Lester Straight call me. And that hasn't happened yet. So it's the usual stuff that happens on here. And everybody over on Telegram now knows that you're in here because they monitor my channel. I don't know if Jeremiah's an oath keeper or not. Trump supports the oath keepers, which is kind of interesting. I guess you didn't see that in the hearing. You know, you make a big deal about the oath keepers, and Donald Trump supports the oath keepers. You should watch the hearing. You'd hear it. You'd hear it right out of the horse's mouth. Ooh, we're getting crude. Punisher for Truth, what does this have to do with missing and exploited children? Would you mind explaining that? Uh, is goes to integrity. Well, you don't have any integrity, Punisher, so I don't know what you're... Did you find your phone, Mert? Yeah, I found my phone. Never lost it. Jeremiah is a liberal. The hat was a joke. Well, there's your answer, Punisher. Jeremiah does not support the Oath Keepers. The hat was a joke. So that's that. I don't know. He's still having it. Republic of Texas. Yeah, it's weird, Kim. They're over there. They want me to produce a death certificate for Leanne Kruger. They actually believe she's still alive and is in hiding. That's the kind of mentality these people have over there. Or lack of, I should say. Well, she just commented there, Punisher. Well, you know, they can't. Because they're obsessed with her. They have to keep the conspiracy going or they're nothing. I mean, they don't deal in facts over there. They deal in fairy tales. Kim, did you watch the latest that Paula put up? She did a rather interesting interview with Field McConnell, and Field McConnell basically um, said his true feelings about Tim Holmseth, and it wasn't good. Well, I agree with you, Joker. When did I say this? I said I don't agree with Paula on a lot of things. I have studied the recordings, Punisher, and as far as I'm concerned, they're genuine. Well, nobody can get through 10 minutes because it's the truth, and they don't want to hear the truth. So, you know, it's Field McConnell's words, Punisher. It's not just Paula. Field McConnell said a lot. Well, it's I just think it's funny because they are obsessed. You see, the thing with this, Kim, this is a channel with maybe 12, 15 people on it at one time, and they come over here and they just uh, are obsessed with this tiny channel. I don't get it. I mean, there's channels 100 times bigger than this that are going after Tim, and they don't talk about him at all. They just talk about my tiny little channel here. And and what they talk about over on Telegram has absolutely nothing to do with missing children. Not at all. It's just they're passing their little fantasies around. The latest nonsense out of Timmy is he is supposedly working with high profile, unnamed lawyers to prevent the overthrow of the United States government. So here is Tim Holmseth making himself out to be this self important something. Oh, peekaboo there, Mittens. Mittens is trying to crawl up a curtain. Well, the thing of it is, Task Force, is you're not, you know, you are accusing people falsely of having to do with whatever happened to Haley. At one time, Tim said she was dead. It was in one of his old articles and in some of the YouTube things that were taken down that she was used in a ritual. And now all of a sudden you are on David Straight's side, even though Tim Holseth is ridiculing him. You people need to make up your mind. But this garbage that's being put over on high command isn't doing anything. It's just, you know, brings in the money, I guess. Boy, they really want me to call David Straight, man. They're saying, call David, call David. Jesus Christ. But I'm not an important channel. I'm nothing. I mean, you people say I'm a big nothing, that I'm boring. Why would David Lester Straight want to talk to someone that's boring? I mean, I thought, if anything, we just wait for channel, for Jacksonville to come out with their stuff. But, but it's just, it's kind of a big nothing going on over there. They're just gossiping again. But, well, their handles are silly and they are silly. They're just downright nuts. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. But let's see, it's 10:57, and I probably am gonna close out. I have been thinking that I'm going to start shortening these to an hour. About 2 hours is not too bad. Yeah, what about Butterfly Mama? You guys picking on Butterfly Mama quite a bit. I know very little about Butterfly Mama. She doesn't come over here. You know, that's a funny thing. You guys pick on Butterfly Mama. Butterfly Mama's no fan of mine. I'm probably on her hate list as much as I'm on your guys. So, Mert asks Kim Picasio if she approves of Lee by Page's behavior. Well, Punisher, it would be big news if she was actually alive and there was proof of it. Anybody can go on a stream and say, hey, guess what? Haley Cummings is alive, but it's proving it. That's the problem. If Redacted Thingsfield is on his side, he is gravely mistaken. So is his older girlfriend. He calls me redacted, so back at you. You reclusive, weird, 5 foot 3 inch asshole. Well, David Strait is welcome. I've been doxxed. All my contact information is out there. So send me anybody can send me anything they want. And if it's worth putting on the air, I'll put it on the air. And if there's proof that Haley Cummings is alive, I'll put it on the air. And I'm not going to call them. So you can quit with the things. David Strait is welcome to call me or contact me. Um, and like I said numerous times, there are people that I am in close contact with that personally know David Strait, and well, see if it can be arranged. And I will promote it, and you can promote it, and everybody can promote it. So if he's okay, response to Punisher's question. I approve of Levi's behavior. Yes, he's one of my best true friends in real life. So there's your answer to that. Kim, what is this with this Jessie, whatever her last name is? I'm kind of been. Good night, Joker. Thanks for coming in. Well, somebody is because you're finding out all my information. You're um, monitoring everything I'm doing. Oh, Danube Island, you broke your promise, I see. Yeah, if anybody's got that link, put it up because it scrolled past the comments. Danube Island, Mert, I am done with you freaks and psychotic drunks. Well, fine. That's what you said before, and you're right back again. So, when are you going to keep your word? We parted on good terms before, and that didn't last very long, as I suspected. Oh, of course, Danube, you've got nothing better to do. You know, you gave me your word and you broke it, just like it took you longer than expected, so go for it. You know. Who knows? Maybe one of these days they'll see you in court. Oh. Yeah. All right, Danube Island says that she is not the one that posted the underwear photos. Well, okay. Considering what you're saying to me right now, I don't know if I should believe you, but I put it out there. Yes, it is. That is definitely Kim. Man, things are getting hot and heavy over on Telegram tonight now. I'm being threatened again. Oh my. Well, I learned one thing. I can't take Danube Island at her word. You know, the thing about this, Sarah, is I really don't know why they did that. Uh, I'm basically a retired truck driver. Nothing important to anybody or anything. I have this small YouTube channel. Yet these people go ballistic on me. This has been going on for years, and I just don't get it. Make sure you tell Will Summer about Haley, Mert. Maybe he'll do the first story. Well, maybe I'll do just that. Here comes the truck driver story. What's wrong with the truck driver story? It happens to be true. I mean, you doxed the living crap out of me. You know everything there is about me. For 47 years, I was a truck driver. I retired. I'm on Social Security. What's the big deal? I'm not third in line to any president. I don't operate any government task force. I don't know anybody. Uh, uh, Tina, the earliest I can guess that he got into the full targeting was 2015, somewhere thereabout. Uh, and uh, basically, I don't know why, other than I happen to know Kim Picasio. That's the only reason he comes after me, is because I'm on friendly terms with her. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be in this mess. He attacks anyone that shows any favorable attention towards Kim. It's just the way it is. But, it's good night, Kim. Appreciate you coming in. Keep in touch. Let me know if there's any updates on anything. I always like to be kept in the loop on things, whatever that loop might be. But Task Force didn't answer my question. Task Force doesn't answer a lot of questions. What is? I don't understand the deal. I mean, I'm a retired truck driver. So what? What's the big upset here? Why is it such a big deal that I state that I am a retired truck driver? I don't see anything unusual about that. But this is where these people grasp at straws. They come up with this stuff that um, is utter and complete nonsense. Yeah, I repeat it all the time because it's the same reason that Tim Homseth repeats that he is third in line to the President of the United States and blah, 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 blah. Because I'm bringing up a point, Task Force. What is so important about a 21 viewer YouTube channel run by a retired truck driver? And so now you go with the name calling. Some answer that is. Yeah, one man away. And guess who the man was? David Lester Street, who Tim Homseth is now calling a fraud. So you guys are a bunch of hypocrites over there. You say one thing and do another. Repeat, not. Not David, think bigger. Well, yeah, you've gone against David Street, you've gone against Lynn Wood, you've gone against General Flynn, and now you're going after Field McConnell. It's it's just that anybody that criticizes Tim Homseth is, they get thrown into the fire. Randy used Jesse's stories about Craig Sawyer and HRC in her court case against Craig. Jesse is lying and is currently saying she is a federal witness. We have a lot of these people saying that they're federal witnesses. I find that kind of interesting. Field is a victim. What do you mean not going out? Oh, yeah, that's, you got to keep Field in. But Field, the so-called victim, has called you guys out. Tim Homseth is a fraud. Randy Erickson is a fraud. Randy Erickson is having an affair. This came out from Field himself. And no amount of whining and arguing is going to change that. Field said what Field said. Call Field, Task Force. Do it. You got his number. Call him. Do a live interview with him. You're one talking about phone calls. Why don't you call him? That would be a trip to hear Field McConnell come on Telegram and talk about Timmy. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Randy was just on a 2-week vacation with her family. You guys getting any traction off the Field thing? I don't know. Traction. Yeah, I'm not doing this for traction. I'm doing it to report something that occurred. Field McConnell called out Tim Homseth and Randy. Period. Yeah, Field. Tina, I didn't get that. No, I may have slipped over that because, trying to listen to a video on a noisy thing that I was on is kind of hard to do. Well, Danube, now you're supporting Randy after the things you said about her? That's interesting. At least you're not consistent, I'll say that about you. And, yeah, she claims to be with her family, but Proving it is something else. You know, I don't happen to believe anything that Randy says, and I have been told that Task Force is an impersonator. I am an impartial observer, Mert. No, you are not. Now, you're the one that's lying, because of the threat you just made. Because you don't believe anything I say, so, you know. And I don't believe anything you say. You've gone back on your word, so I can't rely on anything you say either, Daniel. So you just, you know, you burned your bridge with me on that one. Tim never stayed at Field. Oh, okay. I guess Field is lying. Whatever, you know. Go down the river, deny all you want. I really don't care if they stayed there or not. I really don't. I mean, it's funny that this has been said by many people for almost 2 years now, and all of a sudden they're denying it. Yeah, that's funny, Sarah. Nobody wants to whine the handler. Oh, so now whine is a handler. Jeez. Well, uh, where'd you go? There you are. Well, might as well. Oop. All right, everybody. Here's Mittens. Mittens, say hi. I don't know if Mittens is growing any bigger or not. Yeah, that's hard to say. She is. I doubt it. I don't think Trump doesn't even know Tim. Timothy and Randy never stayed with Fields or at Fields. Correct the record. Well, I just corrected it. They are declaring that Randy and Timmy never stayed at Fields. You know, it's funny. It took all this time for this to come out. So I guess they drove the 3 hours from Minneapolis to Plum City and then turned around and drove all the way back, and they did it at least twice. So, you know, but that's what they say. Well, but this is funny. You know, Danube Island came out against Randy and Tim. Now Danube Island is back in the fold. This woman cannot make up her mind, or man, or whatever she is. It is. Oh, this darn cat is destroying my green screen here. Let's. There. That's my. Trump and Melania and Holmseth and Randy, and Trump and Melania never heard of Tim Holmseth. Jesus. Oh, well. Okay. Anyway, folks, I think we've just about run out of things here. Nah, she's not. I know that personally. Interesting story there, but no, she's not on the council. And boy, they still want me to call David. You know, I guess Timmy can't do that. which is fine. You know, Tim is supposed to be this investigative reporter, yet he can't call David straight. So poor Timmy, he can't, he's got to go into hiding. He can't call David straight. He can't interview David straight. He can't go on David Straight's show. He's just isolated. Tina is really not any big deal. You know, she's just not on the city council anymore. She's too busy running Timothy's media, whatever it is. And okay, Mittens, Mittens just will not. David Straight talks about viewing Mike Pence raping a child with U.S. Secret Service clearance. That was funny. She used to be a kind of sort of judge. It's kind of hard, it's kind of like a justice of the peace, but it's not a judge in stupid kitten, is it? I'm getting crawled on by a kitten. Don't play with my charger cord. Hard to say who's running the damn thing. Load her up, Mert. Tribunal. Yeah, another tribunal. This is what, about the fifth one that Timmy's claimed. He claimed he was going to fly over to England when this Steele did his thing, and that never. Jail Levi. Desperate is what desperate does, I guess. They just love gaslighting this channel. It's weird. They have absolutely nothing over on Telegram. They repeat the same crap over and over again. People are scamming the daylights out of that stuff. They're advertising and scamming and doing all kinds of stuff. So, here we go with the gaslighting. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel was doing this. But who knows? Just some idiot that has no time on their hands. Well, you're not smart at all, IBT. That's, the weird. Well, they don't like my blah, 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 so I guess I'll call it a night. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share content, and we'll go from there. See you guys the next time. Have a good one. And stay tuned because there's probably going to be more stuff coming out. I know there's a part 3 coming out. And, Timmy's fans can go make love to him on their telephone. Well, yeah, that was weird. All right, good night, everybody. Oh, Kim. Yeah, you snuck back in. Well, you snuck in just as I was sneaking out. Yeah, they have nothing to. Oh, what do we got here? Boy, they screenshot that quick. Holy crap, Kim. You put that up and they did a screenshot of it right off the bat. Unbelievable. Somebody or none. Yeah. I don't see where there's a threat there. So, whatever. Punisher is playing the victim. Just like Timmy does. We know David Lester Straight went to Florida. Well, that's news to me. So, anyway, oh, okay, Kim. Huh? I'm glad you jumped back in. Is Kim in cahoots with D.O., S? I don't know. Oh, is Kim collaborating with David? There's a question for you, Kim. Danube, who can't keep her word, Island wants to know if you're in cahoots with David Lester Street. That's telling them, Kimmy. I'll tell you, it's been This I watched the Telegram over here, as a source of entertainment to see just how unequivocally stupid these people are. Uh, because they have no substance. It's gossip. It's baloney. They are not for missing in children. They Oh, this is a trip. We're going in overtime, folks. Haley was missing. Haley is missing. There is no proof that Haley is alive. If you have proof that Haley is alive, then quit playing games and bring it out. Don't sit there and make a joke or a contest about this. It's a felony to withhold information as you stand with Ukraine wearing a CIA hat. Yeah, I stand with Ukraine. Children are being killed on a daily basis by the Russians, Timmy's friends. Timmy doesn't give a damn about the Ukrainian children. He just wants his stupid audience like Danube Island over there who doesn't mind the fact that children are being killed. It's a disgrace. Well, she screenshotted it. She did just what you wanted her to do. So Punisher obeyed Kim's command. How is he a hero to the Ukrainian children when he is supporting a man who is killing those children? I don't understand your logic, Punisher. I really don't. Well, Randy's a fraud, but that's all right. Oh, I don't know. You may want to look in the mirror because you're the head clown, Punisher. I mean, you support the biggest clown on the internet and the biggest fraud on the internet, and you're a fraud yourself. Well, goodbye again, Kim. Thanks for coming in. And with that, I am going to sign off. I've got some Netflix and HBO and Apple and stuff like that to watch. More important shit than what goes on over on Telegram. So again, folks, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and blah, blah, blah. And see ya.